Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has said those planning Nigeria's breakup so that they can inherit fragments of it may have to wait longer because the All Progressives Congress-led federal government is working within its powers to sustain the country's unity despite the current challenges.
The principle that we are stronger together than in little parts is a sound principle. And it's my respectful view that those who advocate the breaking up of the country are terribly wrong. Our size is crucial for geopolitical and economic relevance. All of those waiting on the sidelines, hoping that this big country called Nigeria will break up into bits so that they can pick up the pieces, will be very sorely disappointed. And I'm very sure that those of you who are seated here today will prevent that from happening. The major numerical force in our society, which you represent, is not engaged yet. In other words, the vast majority of young people who you represent here are not engaged. You have a duty to persuade, to evangelize, and to recruit them. No matter how bright their ideas are, they can only be implemented by politicians in public office. It is political parties and political actors that can transform the lives of millions of people. No amount of social media engagement, no amount of...
And here to speak further on the need for Nigeria's unity is the founder of Pro-Nigeria Group, Laide Omotola. Good to have you join us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's start with your Pro-Nigeria Group, which you set up on the 12th of June. What was the basis for setting that up?
Yeah, basically, what we have today is the voices of agitators asking that the country should break up. Now, these are people that are hungry. These are people that are fed up with the system. These are people that feel that the system is no longer working. And their own idea is to ensure that the country should break up. And when you hear them, you can feel hatred and you can feel hopelessness and tiredness. Now, there are so many reasons why the country should break up, but there's only just one reason why the country shouldn't break up: because we are not prepared for a breakup. And what do I mean by that, that we're not prepared for a breakup? Every time we want to take a decision, we don't have a plan for that post-decision. And we believe that it is not enough for government to say we shouldn't break up when the government is not really aspiring to the need of the people. This is a government that people have lost hope and interest in. And even when you begin to talk about Nigeria, people see you as someone that is jobless and is not serious about things, about moving forward. So for us, in as much as people are agitating reasons why we should break up, we think there's the need for us to come together, for people to hear the other side of, despite the fact that we're angry, actions taken when we're angry basically may not be correct. And that is why we come together as a group to tell the story of the other side, that we can stay together, fight together, and prosper together.
All right. Well, you know, the call for secession by agitators has mostly been hinged on how this current administration has handled matters that revolve around insecurity and inequality. Now, the Igbo self-determination group, IPOB, they feel marginalized. In your assessment, how best can the federal government address the issue of marginalization?
To be honest with you, I think that it's a personal problem between the president of the country, Buhari, and the people from the southeast. You will recall that Buhari contested 5 times, and in all those 5 occasions, the southeast never voted for him. So I think there's no love lost between the southeast and Buhari. And Buhari is not going to change, considering the fact that he has said it once, that people that did not vote for him do not expect him to patronize them. I think this is the personal position by the president, and is not going to yield ground any soon. In the course of our 22 years of democracy, the Southeast had a good part, a better part of this dividend, right from the time of Obasanjo. For the past 6 years is where this trouble has started. And I feel that if they are patient in the next 2 years, the issue of marginalization, they need to go back and play their politics well. And again, after these 2 years, issue of marginalization will not arise when a new government comes in. That is the pathway that I see. I don't see any other alternative. Buhari has made a position, and that position is clear.
Right. So you've also called for the scrapping of all state INEC offices. How will that help matters?
Okay, let me explain it to you. We cannot have a solid democracy if the local government, as it's were today, is not functioning and is not existing. Every developed economy and every developed advanced democracy have a very effective and robust local government administration. What we have today is a situation whereby our governors have hijacked the 774 local governments. And if this local government will not work efficiently the way they're supposed to work, then we're going to have a problem. And unless we begin to address the issue of returning the local government back to the grassroots, we're going to have challenges with security, we're going to have challenges with our election. Why am I asking that local government and the state INEC should be scrapped? The reason is that look across all boards. Every election done by state INEC is 100% in the favor of the ruling party all over the states. You don't have credible elections, and if you cannot have credible elections at the local government, then the foundation of a democracy is faulty. Now, what we're suggesting is that INEC should be the one conducting local government. No, in fact, INEC should be the one conducting election from the ward to the presidency. Anything that concerns election should be handled by INEC. They are independent. But when it becomes state INEC, the governor is the one in charge. And we all see the result. They bring in different kinds of people. They bring in people that can't handle the local government. And all over the world, when you talk about mayors, they are always your best foot in front. But right now, we just have people that are more like never do well. And that is why our local government is the way it is. And let me tell you, until security is localized, what do I mean by security being localized? In the sense that when we have local vigilantes, people taking up responsibility for security in their own territory, we're going to continue to spend so much on defense and have little results.
Okay, when we speak about regions, I think that's one of the biggest issues that we have in Nigeria. There's also the issue of ethnicity. I would like your reaction to a recent comment by Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, who had, been publicly speaking on behalf of bandits in the north. He alluded to the fact that there is an ethnic war going on in Nigeria and that the issue of ethnicity must be addressed for the nation to heal. I'd love your reaction to that.
Yes, I mean, Nigeria as it's constituted today, the federal government sits at the center, and the center is gradually being pulled apart. When you hear someone speak from Southwest, leaders from Southwest, they take extreme position. The same thing with those in South-South, the same thing with those in North-Central, Northeast, and then Northwest. Now, these 6 regions take extreme position on the basics of ethnicity. And ethnicity has always been with us. And I feel that when our leaders speak, it is easy for them to begin to argue on the basis of ethnicity. But the truth of the matter is that the people, they do not live or cohabit together on the basis of ethnicity. If Nigeria is treated like a transaction, where you get to a Mile 12 market, the goods are coming from the north. The Yoruba person is the one that owns the shop. The logistics is done by the Igbo people. They coexist. But when our leaders want to capture people for the sake of turning out numbers to win election. They bring the easy way out, which is ethnicity. It's going to continue for a long time unless the followership begin to dissect between, look, why are we bringing ethnicity in this time? So when you look at what Sheikh Gumi is doing, he's just holding on to his own territory. That, look, if I speak in favor of my people, I will have more people to follow me. So it's just the whole way of pushing forward your position. So he's going to be with us for a long time.
That's a perfect way for us to pause for a moment. But when we go on this break and come back, we'll carry on this conversation with you, Laide Omotola. Please hold on. Thank you. Welcome back. You're watching The Morning Show right here on Arise News. Just before the break, we were having a conversation with Laide Omotola, Convener Pro-Nigeria Group. And before the break, Laide, we were talking about, or you were touching more on ethnicity and the ethnic wars. And I wanted to sort of follow up from that. When you consider the fact that we have millions of people here in Nigeria, we have 6 geopolitical zones, there's multiple religions and multiple ethnicities, more tribes and languages that I can count. It begs the question, though, that can we be more united than we already are?
Indeed, we can be more united, but it comes from leadership. It's a leadership that is proactive, not reactive, a leadership that has the big heart, the leadership that is visionary. Now, when you don't have these qualities in leadership, and when leadership becomes narrow, and when leadership becomes premeditated towards a certain agenda, people begin to throw up the ethnicity card because it's easy to accomplish things in Nigeria, and it's also sweet when I'm winning on the basis of ethnicity. And also, using the ethnic card does not even allow you to think, but all you just do is just to fly that card and then you get access. As long as it continues that way, Nigeria would be run on the basis of ethnicity. And I'll give you an example. When a man from the Southwest talks about OPC, he sees OPC as a security outfit. But when someone in the Northwest is going to look at OPC, he sees OPC as the terrorist group. When Gumi talks from the North, people in the North see that he's talking about the Northerners for their protection and security in terms of banditry. But people in the Southeast see Gumi's talk as the terrorist. And then when IPOD speaks from the Southeast, they see IPOD as the security network that wants the development for Biafra. But the federal government sees Southeast as the IPOD as the terrorist group. So everybody is just a territory overlord, and they cannot see beyond that territory. Now, they're pulling the regions apart. And for the first time, when you have that kind of gap between regions, when a lacuna has been created, all you now need are people that are bridge builders. Nigeria is seriously in need of a bridge builder. Who is a bridge builder? A bridge builder. A bridge builder is that when the person speaks, it does not offend the North, neither does it offend the South. But it comes with a solution that is palatable to the North and is palatable to the West. Today, when our leaders of thought speak, they speak in the extreme position to their region and their territory.
All right, let's try to shift gears a little bit here. You know, Nigerians are not paying much attention to the ongoing zonal public hearings for the amendment of the 1999 Constitution. Some say over the years, billions of naira to carry out amendments have done little to make life better. And what proof do they have that the clamor for restructuring of the Federation will be respected by the President or the guardians of special interests in the National Assembly?
Okay, the basic thing first you ask yourself is that how many Nigerians have even read a constitution? How many? Go on the street and do your census and ask them, have you ever read the Constitution of Nigeria? you'll find out that even educated people have not even read the Constitution. And when people talk about restructuring, as long as we are Nigerians, the Constitution will continue to be restructured. Why? Because new things and new developments will continue to take place as we're human beings. So when people look at the word restructuring and look at it as this word is either a threat or a blessing, they should understand that restructuring is just like an upgrade. In life, you continue to upgrade, you continue to amend. Now, the average Nigerian would not take up the Constitution and read, because they even believe that reading the Constitution, you must be a lawyer. But in that Constitution, in chapter 14, it says that sovereignty belongs to the people. In the same chapter 14, it says that this state called Nigeria shall be run on democracy and social justice. That the form of government shall be democracy and it should be social justice. And then it says also that this Constitution shall provide that anytime we want to allocate offices, it shall be on the basis of federal character and not on the basis that it will look as if a certain aspect of this country or ethnic group is predominant in sharing of offices. That is the marginalization that the Southeast is talking about, is the constitutional position. And then the same chapter 14 now says the primary purpose of government shall be for the welfare and the security of the people. Today, the security is breached, the welfare is falling so low. Now, this is the position of the Constitution and the Constitution of 1999 that states clearly what the relationship between government and the people would be. But today, what do you have? You have people saying that we don't need to restructure. In fact, we need to just cancel the entire Constitution and throw it away. But I feel that the 1999 Constitution is not that bad, but it needs to be amended. Now, the National Assembly, the way they have gone by the amendment, you want to have an amendment, the Constitution of the people, you're going to a hotel to have a town hall meeting. You're not going to local government where you can reach the people. Now, these meetings that they've gone around the country to do, they've not touched the people, and you can see what happened in Lagos when people were asking for access to even gain entry into the venue. So when we talk about this Constitution review or Constitution amendment or Constitution restructuring, we should know that it's a continuous process in our life as Nigerians.
Well, some analysts have also said that, if we adopt the 1963 constitutional model with a 6, 8, or 12-state regional structure, there will be, healthy competition among the regions and equitable access to power at the center. And so these current separatist agitations might wither away. What is your reaction to that?
Okay, a lot of analysts, when they speak, they don't do what is called consequential study. They don't do consequential study. Now, we have a population of 200 million now. In 1963, we never had that population of 200 million. Advanced population of 200 million, enlightened people that are many on social media. Now, when you go into regions, you're going to make the center weak. We can't afford the center to be weak now because we have a lot of agitators. Now, a weak center is not going to help us, but also a strong center has its own disadvantage when the leader does not understand why the center has to be strong. And people feel that because the center is so strong, then development is not coming. No, it's not about the center being strong. It's about the utility and how well the leader has been able to use that power. So I feel that going back to 1963 is archaic and moribund. We should always look forward and not look backwards.
And just before we finalize on our conversation, I'd like to sort of gauge your thoughts regarding the framework, because I understand that you do have a framework for engaging youths, elder statesmen, and the media in defending Nigeria's unity. Can you enlighten us on this framework?
Okay, the thing is that for a long time, agitators has come up with a narrative and the history of Nigeria that we feel that is faulty. And we have elder statesmen who have been so lucky to benefit for this country called Nigeria. And most of our elder statesmen, particularly our elites, are silent in the midst of all this agitation. And we believe that if they come up and begin to contribute and bring up ideas on why the country should still remain, we begin to change the narrative and then also give hope and comfort to the people that are agitating. I'm not saying that the people agitating don't have the right to agitate. They have the right to agitate. But I believe that in this time and age, if we are going to protest and we are going to agitate, it should be within the confines of the Constitution, because the Constitution allows us to protest and to even get things done if we are able to fight within the confines of this Constitution. And then again, we can also achieve this by non-violence demonstration and protest. That should be, because protest is part of the development of our democracy. Having said that, the first thing we want to do is to begin to approach these elites and these elder statesmen to have their own view concerning the unity of Nigeria and the breakaway of Nigeria, for them to purposely come out and speak and engage. And secondly, we need to begin to engage the government in a more critical way, using the Constitution and asking the government questions. And also, we can't continue to use old tools of 1960, which our fathers have used, and then begin to use it in 2020. We must come with a new narrative that people will understand that these people actually understand what they're saying. It is not something that can achieve in one day. I wish we can
continue on this conversation. You have been your conversation has been so enlightening. At this point, we'll have to, end this segment.